I pull rigs in as low as 10 feet of water, doing a quick pass over places like little humps that I know that are clean as during the summer over the dam, you know, you're pulling over 150 feet of water. I go to Carter's, it could be 350 feet of water. I pull up there a good bit at a time as well. During the winter, is a great time to pull rigs. When you're pulling bait, you're going anywhere from say 0.6 to a mile an hour. When you're pulling boards, pulling all your bait, I come in, I'm going 2.3, so I'll cover twice as much water as anybody pulling bait, and I can equal what you catch, if not better, during the winter. It's kind of, almost think of during the summer when things like bait slow down, everybody's pulling lead core. Lead core can sometimes outbeat live bait, and that is the case during the winter. The only thing I will say, your bigger fish, bigger baits, and that is hard to beat pulling rigs or minis. I think last year was the first time I caught a 20 pounder plus on a mini mac. So I've caught some right close to 30 in Carter's on the big rig, but big fish generally don't happen as much on our lakes, on rigs. I like to say you catch the healthy medium to medium large consistently.
What do you call it? Like inch wise, what do you call it? Medium.
So in the 30s.
In the 30s.
In low 30s.
30 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, the
30
high 20s to low 30s
That's a pretty good size fish, really.
yeah, once they start bulking up during the winter, you can stay in that range. Because really, you don't see a lot of small fish during the winter. Because they're, or especially pulling rigs, because they're on shallower humps, where the baits is, say, pushed into a smaller pocket or something like that. Those real tight pockets that really you may not get into with live bait because they're pushed so far into like a secondary creek channel. You don't see as many small fish. And when I go looking, pretty much I know where I'm gonna fish to start out with, but if I don't see any bait in a secondary creek or in a main river channel that I'm fishing, I pretty much, I go to another one. Because during the winter, you're gonna see bait. You see bait, you may not see fish right away, but I'm gonna, as soon as I see bait and it's, semi-consistent, I'm pulling it. And I'll run into the fish sooner or later. But that's my first thing that I'm looking for. I'm looking for bait. And during the winter, it's everywhere. We were up north of 53, and like every creek that we went to, there was bait everywhere. There were some heavier than others. I mean, we went probably like a mile. We saw a mile-long bait line, and it was thick. And there wasn't many fish on it, but we pulled it and caught a couple little dinks. But, that's what any sign of bait, that's what you want to start with.
In the wintertime, you see it really stack up in the back of the creek.
Yes.
More than the summertime. And lots of these creeks don't even have trees,
Yes.
which is really nice.
Yeah, you'll learn, this is a good time that you'll learn what creeks are clean and which creeks have stumps. And
Just off the top of your head, which creeks are clean?
well, the cleanest around the row club.
Okay.
That's the longest, cleanest. They moved all the damn buoys out of the
Talking
way.
way up north, that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
South of the bridge then.
South of the bridge and north of the bridge.
But don't they have-
Until the first turn.
Yeah, then they got all those little markers.
They
which-
do.
They moved them.
Oh, did they?
They're
move?
gone.
Oh, they moved them?
was
they're
the thing
gone.
There
last
was
year.
too many, man.
And they moved the no wake zone in to Clark's Bridge.
Really?
It's not pushed all the way south anymore.
That's a win.
Yes,
Yeah.
Well, it's only been 30 years since you.
Yeah, so you're
Right.
talking north of Laurel Park is where you're talking.
yes.
Yeah, so you have to get off Laurel Park and go north.
Yes, they moved that no wake all the way up to the bridge.
Okay.
So it matches the other
That's
side.
good news, because they were taking almost the whole channel.
Yes, I've yelled at a couple people out there rowing it right at dark with no lights before.
Not to slow you down, but Dave and I were out in that area last year, and the row master came over and told us, we need to fish on the opposite side of the river. And that's what we did, we just laughed at him. And,
Yeah,
yeah. Remember that, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
they pulled right around me a couple of times. I'm like, y'all are free game, you know, have fun. But the most versatile, any type of pulling, even when you're pulling live baits, I would recommend just putting one in the front of your boat. Say you're pulling bait 1 mile an hour, drop this 30 feet, 40 feet, and just act it like a down line.
Like
Use
a
it as one-
transom line kind of thing?
Yep.
Okay.
When I pull live bait, I'm at least, if you don't catch anything, it gives a presentation of bait around your boat. But normally, I'll catch 1 or 2 fish, it's almost like a guaranteed 1 or 2 fish I'll catch as a down line, pulling live bait. Long as you're about 0.8 miles an hour, then that's like your minimum that you want to do.
How far are you letting it out for that?
30 to 40 feet.
So
And normally, like if I'm fishing, like a river channel or a creek channel, or a secondary creek channel, like where I'm not doing any turns or anything, I'm just doing a straight run, and that's my pretty much pattern of what I'll do it. When I'm actually pulling either on the motor, I run 2 trolling motors, because both of mine are 24 volt. So I generally run 2 miles an hour to 2.2 is my speed. Even with my motor, that's my, unless I'm, for some reason, wind, that's my general speed. When I run my minis, I run them straight back, and my average depth or feet back is 150 feet.
For the minis?
For the minis, straight back,
On mono.
on mono.
15, 20 pound mono? What-
15 to 20,
15 to 20 pound?
yep, on mono.
And not to interrupt you, but how deep do you think the minis are running?
You're running into the upper 20s, so it's anywhere, say like 22, 23 feet.
Now, you tying them straight on, or are you running any kind of a leader or a swivel or anything to keep it?
No,
You have
it
any-
already has a swivel
Okay, all right.
on it, so if it didn't, yes, you'd
Yeah.
want to, say you have some brand that doesn't have one, yeah, you would want one, because what would happen,
Line moves like crazy.
and some of them, on each individual arm, they might not have it, and that fish goes to turn, and it can't turn. But all of Mac stuffs, they have it on the top and individuals.
Now, you said you were trolling with your electric motor, not your main?
Yes, so I have, if you have a 36 volt trolling motor, you can maintain 2 miles an hour, and run that speed. Since I only have a 24 volt, to maintain it, especially, I troll almost, I can do, out of my 2 lithium batteries, I can do like 6+ hours of consistent 2 miles an hour.
You think noise off of a 2-stroke would affect anything?
Nah, it keep the mosquitoes away.
That rod there, that's not a medium light, that's
This rider right here, it's a
Medium heavy?
medium to heavy
Yeah.
is
It's
what
medium
I
heavy.
use.
Yeah, you don't use medium lights, cause
No.
they bend too much.
Yes, it'll be too much.
Is there such
Action.
thing as too heavy of a rod? I got some really heavy rods.
No.
Alright,
Because, it's not sensitivity.
okay.
I like running a little lighter, drag, so I have a fish hit it and I have my clicker on, I hear it. Then I like to tighten up after, I mean, just like I like to do with live bait, I go light, then I go heavy, just in case if I ever hit something, got stuck on something, hit a limb or a tree that I didn't think was gonna be there. I don't have to worry about it popping or anything like that.
How about taking down the trees? You go too light with bait, that happens.
Yeah, it does. Not as much as I used to. Generally, I probably lose 3 minis a year. Not unless I get aggressive and a little
For a weekend.
If I call them, I'll donate one usually.
big rigs, I average maybe one a year. I've gone all season. I've almost done 2 seasons without losing one.
Here, tell me the best, I got one of those weights, you know, umbrella retriever.
Mhm.
What's the best, should you put it on like, parachute cord, is that a good
Yeah,
one to use?
that's fine.
Is that the best, or you want lighter? What do you
No,
want?
I like that.
Parachute cord
Yeah.
would be good.
That's why I have mine. The best thing, if getting hung up, is backing straight up. That's your best chance, not looping around, because you're looping your line back around what you got caught on.
Yeah.
If you can back straight up, is the best thing. I mean, at times, I'm always running 2 big rigs, at least 2 minis. Most of the time, if I'm turning, I have a mini on the board. If I'm doing straight run, then I got 6 rods out. And if I get something hung up, I have to fast, get everything in before I start running out of line.
So-
And sometimes I can come down to the wire where I'm like, ooh, I see, I got a couple of wraps left. I'm like, ooh, I got,
So you
Just
gotta bring
about.
all your other stuff in, cause you're saying you're gonna back up.
yeah, because I'm gonna back up.
Whoa.
So you run 4 rigs on a regular,
Yes.
without any planer boards on it?
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
6 rigs, you got a planer board out on each side?
If I'm going, like during the summer, down south, if I'm just running straight river channel or something like that, I'll do 6.
But if you
Line
use those
straight
boards,
up.
you got Bill Carson boards that you have to,
I have max boards, big boards,
The yellow and the green?
but I change out the clips to almost like downrigger clips. I bought the ones I have off, I should have brought a board, but they're just twice, actually, they're about 3 times the size of max, the clips.
but you have to physically take it off, it's not it's not pulling out.
Most of the time, yeah, because it has like a rubber plating in the middle,
Yeah.
and it has like a little nipple, so it has to go pull through that nipple. It's got to be a big fish to pull
So
my
basically,
boards off.
you bring the board in, you
Yes,
undo it. Yeah.
and that's my goal, just to have one less resistance, not my board dig down.
Oh, you like to get it off, so.
I like to get it off and
Sure.
get it out of the way.
Easier to fight the fish and kill them
Yes.
a little bit, yeah.
Now, when you back up over these, do you expect them to just, when you're finally over top of them, drop down, or do you use one of those retrievers?
So I'll see if it'll come out
Okay.
without pulling out the retriever first. If it won't, like, when I was out last week, I wasn't in my boat, so I got hung up twice in an area, and we just backed right up and came right up.
I got burned real bad. I bought 2 brand new of those big Mac ones, and right in the creek channel, I guess I veered off a tiny little bit. Both of them got hung up. Lost them. And I'm like, well, that was an expensive day.
90.
You gotta retrieve
Yeah.
it. You
Yeah,
have
but
to
I
retrieve
did
it.
have a retriever,
You
but,
need one.
You
but it
want-
snapped the line almost instantly too. So like, I think I had to drag way too, it started pulling drag and then gone.
Yeah, loose and drag. I'll get into the big rigs in a minute. But minis, when I put a mini on the board, if I'm doing shallow water, say I'm starting off in the morning, fishing in shallower areas, I'll start off at 100, 115 feet and attach to the board. And the
Say that
most,
again, I'm sorry, I was right.
100 to 115.
Before you attach them.
Yes, then I attach the board, then I'll let out, probably say another 60,
And you're running 2 miles an hour.
2 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was running 3, and I thought I was almost too deep. But
If
apparently not.
Say I'm running a straight line down the river channel or a creek channel, I may go to 135 if I'm going straight down it, not making any turns. When you come up to making a turn, if you have a board on, you're inside, you have to pull and take that board off. 'Cause it will, when you make that turn,
You'll see.
it will sink like an anchor and get hung. So either pull the board all the way almost to the boat or take it off to make that turn. And you can speed up to help complete that turn. Then you can attach, put it back out.
Is all your stuff running 23 to 26 feet deep? So no
Yes.
matter what you're doing, that's your target depth?
Yeah, like mostly no more than 25 feet, not unless I see something on the screen that I see that is clean and fish are deeper. I may let it out for a little bit to go over those fish, then I'll come back up. That's pretty much my safe range.
So it's running 26 feet roughly at
It-
115 behind the board.
With 115, you're probably running like 18 to 17, because that's my shallower presentation.
Okay.
So I'll go to 135 to 150 at the most on a board.
Are you fishing by yourself or do you have somebody else with you?
I'm mostly by myself.
Okay, it seems like a lot going on here.
And you get 2 fish on at once, what do you do then?
My record is 5 rods, twice.
And you got all the fish
I've
in?
gotten all the fish.
Wow. And didn't even lose a rig.
What's your
And I
record
was-
on?
One of them was max tournament. I had 5 go off. I got 4 in. The first thing in the morning.
They good sized fish or small?
They were all in the upper 20s. So,
No.
What's your
Not bad
record on
fish.
fish on one rig?
sorry, say again.
How many fish on one rig? What's your record?
I've had 4 small ones. I've had like quite a few, like 2 upper mediums to large. And you'll know when you have multiple fish, if you feel like you're pulling a dead body. Because sometimes you may not gain anything. I've had 3 fish on, and actually I was in Ada, and I couldn't do anything. I started reeling it, I put it back in the rod holder, and I started bringing in all my other rods because I was gonna have to stop, which I don't like to stop when I'm fighting the fish. Because number one, you stop, you give the advantage to them. You're over trees, where are they going? Straight down.
With your rig to boot.
Yes, with them. I've been lucky, one time I had, my board didn't pop and they went down with my board and my line snapped. So I was cursed a little bit.
No.
I was right in it, had to make a turn, so I was fighting the fish in it and it was on the inside. So it went down, bulldog into a tree. There's not much I could do about it. I had a hump coming up, so I couldn't blow through the hump. And so I was like, oh, well, set everything back up again. I turned back around and I see my board pop up. So I was like, oh,
Like,
bring in everything, let's go back over there, pick up my board. Hey, my line's still attached to it. Start going, oh, like, hey, there's a fish still attached to it. So I got my board, my mini Mac, and my fish back. That's only happened once. And I went and got a lottery ticket, but it didn't work out that day. So, but yes, most versatile, get one, even when you're pulling bait this winter, drop it down 30 feet, 40 feet. Act that like it's your down line while you're pulling bait.
So your full-size umbrella, you got different sizes of weights you can buy. What
Yes.
size of weights are you buying on the big umbrella?
So, I like the 3 ounces, just because I use it all year long, so during the winter, or excuse me, during the summer, I can get it down deeper with less line, on those deeper fish. So that's why I like the 3 ounce head ones.
Yeah, so how far back do you put the big ones?
So let me transition. So the big ones, when I start off in the morning, say I'm fishing in the 30 some depth range, maybe 40. I'll start off at between 35 and 45 at 2 miles an hour.
That's 35, 40 feet back?
Yep,
Okay.
at that little.
How deep do you think that puts them?
That, you're gonna put it in the teens, and probably like 18 to 15 feet.
But that's with your 3 ounce.
This was with so the 3 ounce is the head right here. This is what's 3 ounces, this head. Each, of these are either an ounce or 3/4 of an ounce. Generally, I'm fishing 55 to 65 feet on my big rigs. Is pretty much my standard, unless I start seeing fish, say, in the 30s, the lower 30s, or deeper in the 30s, I may go to from 60 to 80 feet.
So I know keep asking the same questions, but
Yep.
55 to 65 feet is about how deep? do you take
That's
that?
you're starting to put it in that mid-20s.
Okay.
Wow, I was way too deep then.
So,
I had,
and,
I had 150 feet of line out with one of those.
yeah, so you said you were going 3 miles an hour?
Yeah.
So like 100 is like your kind of max that you want to run at until you learn the area that you're fishing.
Okay.
Because say you start going near humps and stuff like that, you'll get, you may get a tree on there that you're not expecting that'll come up, shoot up into the upper 20s, and you'll clip the top of it.
So when you're driving, obviously you're looking at sonar on your side scan, you're seeing how deep these fish are. Are you trying to get just above them, or are you trying to actually get to the fish?
I'm generally pretty much a little bit
A
above.
little above them, yeah.
Sometimes I may go right at the same depth range, but I'm pretty much
Just
right above them. My big rigs, I'm 30 pounds mono on a heavier duty rod. And I like to never run the same of anything. So, definitely winter, the shad definitely work better than the bucktails. But I like to run both, just to kind of see, which may work better. And I'm always running different. When I get max things, I'll change it up. I rarely keep one thing the same. Like this year, I just tried something new. I started putting underspins on almost everything, especially on sunnier days, get some more flash. But during the winter, it seems like the shad will do outperform a little better. But the only thing you gotta watch out if you turn fast or do a speed, say you went over, you saw something on the graph, you need to speed up to make sure you didn't hit anything. Sometimes the shad will roll over like each other. So you may have to, if you do something very erratic, very quick, you may have to check to see if it rolled over itself.
So-
That's the only downside I see about the shad.
If you have your two 24 volt, and you're pulling, like you said,
As long as you get above like 1.8,
I was thinking, because in my boat, I'll go 5 miles an hour with
Yeah,
my big motor,
but-
I'll bring them out. But you're saying you don't go that aggressively?
No.
You couldn't with the electric trolling motors, could you?
I mean, you can, some of them you can maintain at 3.
So you could take your boat on you can go 3 miles an hour?
Yeah.
No problem.
Yes, but you start, once you get into that higher speed, you start doing higher amps. So you'll burn through your battery pretty quick. So that's why you wanna try to keep it down to that lower 2. Cause then that's kind of almost like between 1.8 and like 2.2 is, especially, on your batteries. You
So
can.
if I have a 36 volt, I can't do that with my boat, 24-foot bay boat with
Right.
the 36 volt, you can't do that.
Yeah,
You can do it?
Yeah,
For how
do
long?
you have a lithium?
No.
No.
Okay.
What
I
that's-
have AGMs.
You have AGMs? I haven't tried it on AGMs, but you will get at least 3 hours, if not more. I would say,
So, but that's why I use the big motor.
yeah, but yes, you could, you're
And
gonna
wintertime,
get
if you go
between,
that fast, if I'm pulling 2.83, you catch as many fish at 2.8 or 3, you catch more at 2.
I like the lower 2.
I agree.
Al-
Especially in
Always,
wintertime, unless
and
there's a
I've
fish.
been in boats that troll at 3, and I seem not to catch as much, where we would throw out buckets to try to slow us down.
You can put your trolling motor down where you're not using it, that works in my boat, is to
Yes.
put, you're
Yes.
not using your trolling motor, because my big motor is slowed down.
Put your trolling motor in, put your tabs
Yeah,
all
I
the
guess
way
if you're really
down.
smart, there's a way to,
You can
Yeah.
knock off about 0.3 to 0.4.
The other way is put your trim tabs down if you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do both of those, you can slow down.
Well,
If
we
you don't
didn't-
have the, where you can, lower your RPMs on your gear.
What we did in
For
Maryland, we
electronics.
took one of those big laundry baskets with the holes in the side. And you tie that to a rope and throw one over if you need it down, and the holes help it not actually like pull your boat to the side. And the holes will slow you down. If you need another one, throw another one over the other over edge. That's how I used to do it.
Yeah, we, have done 2 bucket systems and drilled holes in the middle
Yep.
through it.
The holes
And
are key.
that would,
The holes are key. If you just
get
do
it-
a
get
bucket,
it
you're gonna have
down.
a problem.
cause we would go, say, anywhere from 3 to 3.2, that would lower it down to 2.6 to 2.4. Put it more in the range of where you wanna be.
Did I hear you correct? You run 2 trolling motors?
Yes.
I couldn't even operate one. I mean, are they synced?
I
Do
got-
you have them synced
I got
together? Or do you have 2
my
remotes?
back trolling motor is on the handle, but it just stays straight.
Okay.
And I just sit in my seat.
So you're not operating 2
No, I'm not
remotes?
operating 2. I'm only operating 1, and I pretty much, I try.
Like, how are you doing that? Am I the only one that thought that?
No, I haven't gotten into this. I try to, I just get a heading, and I hit my north setting,
Okay,
until it gets off a little bit, then I'll readjust it.
gotcha.
And that's how I pretty much do that. Until it goes, all of a sudden it goes bonkers and it wants to do something stupid and tries to turn or something like that, then I turn it off and then I start doing it by manual.
I got a question on your other rig, you're missing one.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, I've seen online people do that on purpose, or they put heavier ones on one of the legs to keep it from spinning. Is that what you're doing, or is that just
No,
happened to be your?
that one I hooked on to something
Oh.
and it come off in its mouth when I brought in the boat, and that was my last fish. I never hadn't gone back
Okay.
to hook it. No, I run, the main thing, your center, if you happen to break one or something like that, you always want your center the longest. 80% of your fish are gonna come on the long one.
Yeah, that's your chase, right? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you start getting into multiple fish, then.
And you always want that one a different color, I assume? Is
I
that it?
like it different color. I like going chartreuse on my long one.
Gotcha.
Now, your leader lines that come from those, are they, what pound are they?
Most of them, these are 50. I do have some replacements that are like 30.
Do you ever play with like, be more invisible than like almost like fluorocarbon? Do you ever go to that?
No,
Like
not
12,
really,
15?
because this is a 100% reaction hit. Because it's coming in at a speed and it's either this or nothing. It's not like they're gonna sit there and it's not like you're straight down and you have to worry about them seeing the line. So it is complete reaction hit. So that's why you're kind of just like, you're speed fishing almost. You're just in and out.
Hey, Gary, do you use 15-pound mono for those two?
So the big rigs, I do 30.
30, okay.
And I've never have broken off, I shouldn't say never. The only time I've broken off is when I meant to break it off, where it was, I just could not get hooked back up to retrieve it. That's happened like once or twice.
You almost can't break 30 pound to get it off a tree or something.
You can, but you gotta, for the line, no. You gotta force it to break.
So why are you using mono? I'm just,
I mean, you can use braid if you want to, but there's no reason to pay the extra cost. Because all I use is big game. So
stretchy.
I go and spend $7 online. I leave it on there. It's on there 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
So I'm not, and my stuff doesn't sit out in the sun. I got a shaded tarp. So, if it was out in the sun, I'd change it out a lot more, but I really don't.
When you store your umbrellas, what do you store them in?
My live well.
You
I just
set them down in it?
Yep. Sometimes I'll go in and just hook in the top where they hook in.
You know the
Kinda like that.
thing that the tennis balls come in? I had a friend that had some, he stuck those down in those.
Yeah, so my minis, I use tennis ball and Pringle boxes,
Okay.
and that's what I put them in.
See, I got some minis, I took 2-inch PVC and I cut a little notch in the top.
There you go.
And when you pull it through, you can wrap the line, the leader line around it and stick the weight right in that notch. Works perfectly. Really works for the minis. I had a question about the rods.
Yes.
So I see everybody with these rods, and I don't have any rods.
So-
What is the difference between the white and yellow?
Heavens has them.
Yeah,
Which one?
so this one's Captain Max. Anything you see the mustard with yellow, those are around here. These are Captain Max. So they're got a Akuma eyelids on them. I think this one was no, this one was a catfish ugly stick.
Ugly
But-
sticks work good.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do. And I got catfish and the striper version of this. I think the striper version have a little different eyelids and it's a little bit lighter than the catfish. But either one worked just fine. And I mean, I use this fishing live bait as well. I mean, I use this, when I use this for live bait, I use this for my big baits
Okay.
that I run straight back on balloons or something like that. When I run big gilberts and trout, I generally run this one when I switch over. But probably starting off pulling rigs is fishing a creek that you're comfortable with and you kind of know the area. And that's like one of the first keys of trolling is knowing, how far can I go straight? Where do this hump I know I can go over it and it doesn't have a tree. This hump over here has a tree, I'm gonna stay away from that one. So I don't feel like getting hung up. That's really one of the keys to, not getting hung up and getting discouraged and don't wanna do this again, is fishing a creek channel that you know. I mean, as long as you fall, on your map, you fall a creek channel straight through it, you're not gonna get hung up, cause there's not gonna be, trees in the middle of a creek channel.
You don't
Or
get
even
tempted.
in secondary.
Don't
Lakes
get
not 11
tempted.
feet.
Huh?
Lakes are not 11 feet.
Yeah.
Well,
Trees are a lot higher now.
yeah, but, if you're following the actual creek channel, they're not gonna be, you veer off to the sides, yes.
Do you veer off much to the sides or you stay in the main?
During the winter, I'm a creek channel fanatic.
So you stay in the channel?
I pretty much. But, you're not thinking of like, I'm fishing in the Ball Ridge Creek or something like that where it's 100 feet deep. I'm fishing more in the back and pulling out.
Mhm.
So I'll start at maybe 25 feet. I may quit like 70 or 80 feet, then go off to the next creek channel.
So if you're fishing that shallow, you gotta, how far for like, let's say the big rig, how far
So-
out would you put it?
I'll start off at like 35 feet until
Uh-huh.
when I start, and 35, 40 feet, then once I start drifting out, I'll let out more and more. Like, once you start putting on mini on the board, then, you can't, then you have to reel in and adjust. So I kind of wait to, put my board on once I get out a little further, that way I'm not adjusting it, have to adjust it again. Unless I'm gonna stay in a shallower back of a creek, say I'm just doing, say like a 300-yard run. Now there's bait, there's fish here, I may put one board on at 115 feet, and I'll run that's my outside turn. Then I'll run 2 minis straight back and 2 big rigs. And I'm gonna run that pattern all just, one big, like racetrack. And you're completely fine with that, as long as you don't put anything on your inside on a board. And if you're doing your inside mini, if you're doing even your big rig, if you were doing a tighter turn, you're either gonna have to speed up or just reel in some line. You don't have to reel it all in. You can take in like 25, 30% until you make that turn and then let it back out. Or speed up, one of the two.
So I take it you'd never put a big rig on a board?
No.
That's too much?
Yes.
Alright,
Yep.
got it.
I mean, there are boards out there that you could, but I wouldn't mess with it.
So you're
That's
only
too
running
much.
2 big rigs
Two
at most
big
at
rigs,
the time,
yeah.
and then everything else is minis?
Then, yes. Any questions?
Got a lot here. That's good.
I'm looking at Bill's, Bill was here in August of 24. And so you're talking about trolling, he talked about trolling and then trolling with lead core. That was the main thing he talked about. I'm looking to see if anything. Run lead core out 240 to 260 feet, then clip planer board on the line, then let out 50 feet on the outside line.
When
That's crazy.
when I put my minis on the board, generally, I'll go somewhere around 70 feet, 75 feet. If I'm fishing a big open area, I'll go up to 100 feet additional out once I've clipped my board. And that's, or I'm not gonna turn much. I'm doing a long straight run. I want a wide pattern. That's about kind of the max that I'll
Did he say how fast he was going when he did that?
Yeah, I thought just looking, so he said, he was talking about lead core, then he said that this is again Bill Carson in August of 24, uses trolling lead core June through September, then he switches to umbrella rigs, uses 4-inch jig, chartreuse or white, and he uses DOA brand, which
Yeah.
probably one of the brands he represents. And he also mentioned using Ben Parker's food, trolls at 2.8 to 3.0. So I assume that's.
So, and that's what his boat goes unless he slows it down. He's closer to the 3 range. And he can slow his boat down into the lower 2s. But like lead core, I don't count during the summer, I don't count colors, I watch feet.
Yeah.
Because I'm letting out so much all at once, I'm not sitting there counting and forgetting colors. I mean, we're getting old, we can, half of what time, can't see colors and can't count, so, you know, we don't need to mess anything up, we got enough troubles. I fish anywhere from like 150 to 180 feet lead core at my speed. And speed will affect lead core, just like you know, just because of lead core, it's not gonna stay at the same depth. It changes because of speed too. And during the summer, I fish, all my lead core is either underspin or spoon, is what I do my lead core with. And I use the DOA also, the chartreuse tail glow. It is definitely one of the best out there to do.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Any questions before we wrap up?
That was great.
All right, well, thank you.
Good job.
So for you to stay with us.